Netcasts you love.
From people you trust.
This is Twit.
Audio bandwidth for the Daily Giz Wiz is provided by Winamp. Subscribe to the Daily Giz Wiz and all your favorite podcasts with the ultimate media player. Download it for free at winamp.com. Video bandwidth for the Daily Giz Wiz is provided by Cashfly at CACHEFLY.com. It's time for the Daily Giz Wiz with Mad's maddest writer, Dick DeBartolo. This is episode 1214 for Thursday, November 4th, 2010, the AverMedia ExpressCard HD capture.
And now, get ready for Dick.
It's Thursday! Break out the Thursday theme!
Does the Giz Wiz need another crappy theme? Yes, indeed. It's Thursday. The Giz Wiz needs. It's Thursday. Another crappy theme. It's Thursday. The Giz Wiz needs. It's Thursday. Another crappy theme.
Hang on, I'm just waiting for Myra to land. She's doing the
Is she
same
bouncing?
thing.
Does she have a ball?
Yeah,
Do you have a
she's-
ball in your studio too now?
No, we have a ball doing the show, but we don't have a ball in the studio. No.
You should
I should
try.
You know what? Yeah, you know what? It's probably not as good. I was going to say in the warehouse I have a mirrored ball, but probably.
Did you take the mirror ball out of your boat before you sold it?
Yes.
You
It's
saved
in
it.
the warehouse. If you ever want to go dancing, just let me know.
Take as a disco ball in the warehouse. And then you also, did you save the clear disco floor and the lights and the smoke machine?
All of that went. All of that went.
Now at the Studio 54 exhibit in the Smithsonian.
Yes, exactly. As a matter of fact, the guy that bought the boat called up one day and I said, so did you take out all that disco stuff? And he said, I want to, but my wife suddenly said, oh, no, this stuff is great. Just leave it. So I don't know if he ever got his way.
In the disco, what is the disco era? Was the early 80s, something like that?
Yeah. Actually, it's very funny because, you know, on my birthday, someone sent me the Wikipedia page of things that happened on this day, October 19th.
Yeah.
And it said October 19th, 1959, the world's first disco opened.
What?
So, yeah, I know. It's kind of interesting that my birthday would have been the day of the first disco. But, yeah, the 70s into the 80s. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Now, so you had this house. It was like a houseboat. It was kind of a houseboat.
No, it was an official houseboat.
It was a houseboat.
It was a 50-foot houseboat. And when I bought it, I actually flew down to the factory where they make it and to talk to the people at the factory. And these two guys, two carpenters, took them out to dinner. And we had a champagne thing because, you know, I bought a boat. And the guy said, you know what? These interiors are totally custom built. And he said, we build them to the plans in the brochure. He said, but if you want something different done, it doesn't matter to us because, you know, we just hand build them. And I said, well, I'm actually building this as my office. So can you leave?
Office/disco.
Office/disco. At the beginning, I didn't realize it was going to be a disco until 2 years later.
Oh, okay.
So I said, you know, instead of can you just leave the bedroom closet out because I want the master bedroom to be a big office? And they said, yeah. And I said, you know, you have a huge bathroom head on this boat. I said, I just need a head and a shower and a sink. You're
not going to live in it.
No, I'm going to live there. And can you just make a bigger dining area? So he did all that. So
That's
it
great.
was great.
So it was all custom interior. And then, so a couple of years later, after you take delivery, what's the thinking? You said,
the thinking was I loved the disco,
right?
But I hated smoke, and I wasn't crazy about, you know, Studio 54 is really
it's not just smoke.
Yeah,
it was all sorts.
Oh, yeah,
and in those days, it wasn't illegal to smoke in a bar. I mean, so it was just, you know, you'd open the door and puffs of smoke would come out. I don't blame you.
Yeah.
So you
then I
wanted to
thought, you know
dance,
what?
but you didn't want smoke.
Exactly. And I have a friend, Bob Kylo, who can do anything. And I said, Bob, I want to convert this boat to a disco. And he goes, yeah, like, what are you thinking? I said, I'm thinking of lowering the floor. At first, he can do anything, so I kind of kidded him. I said, so, Bob, what I want to do is I want to step on the boat, and I want to push a button, and I want this floor to hydraulically lower. and he said, I can do that. He said, but, the boat is kind of in a V shape. He says, it's going to be very tricky because the floor is going to have to sort of move in as it goes down to accommodate the V of the boat. And I said, Bob, I'm kidding, but I really I want a floor that lights. He said, we can route out the floor and put lights in there.
Wow.
And what we did is every year we added one special effect because it was the official place for all the Mad New Year's Eve party.
Oh, can you imagine being at a Mad Magazine New Year's Eve party in 1978?
And one year, we put in the infinity floor where you would stand on the floor and you would see light. It looked like you were looking.
It had mirrors or
30 feet
something.
down
Yeah, it looked like it kept going. Yeah.
Yes. It's done with 2- and 1-way mirrors. It was great. It was great.
Oh, man, that must have been so fun to have that. Wow.
It was.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. Go to, if you go to YouTube, Maddest, and look for Houseboat Farewell, and you can at least see what it looked like the last day I owned it.
It must have been a sad day but I guess.
Oh my God, I was almost crying. I suddenly, I didn't even think, and I just brought a camera and I just said to Dennis, just turn it on. I should have some memory of this boat. And as I walked around, I was really getting emotional to think the next time I stepped off this boat, it was, and I said to the guy, listen, you arranged people to be here to handle it because I'm going to be far, far away when this boat goes down the Hudson. So anyway. But it's okay.
Life goes on. Actually, life doesn't. That's why you had to get rid of the boat. It's kind of the beginning of the end, really, if you think about it. Yeah. No, sorry. That's mean.
No, that's okay. You don't have to depress me anymore. That's okay. I figured I would just tell the story because you would cheer me up. Yeah, Dick, that was kind of the beginning of the end.
Yeah, it's the downhill.
It's pretty much over.
Over now. That's why it was actually, in all seriousness, that was why it was hard dropping off Abby at college, is because it's like, well, there you go. That was fun. Now it's over. Yeah,
there's a difference, though. If you change your mind, you could go pick her up again. The houseboat I can't get back.
It's gone forever.
There is this like.
Yes, but you didn't have to change the houseboat's diapers for 14 years.
No, that's true.
No.
That's true. And the houseboat doesn't send me bills at all.
You should see the bills. Oh, boy. Actually, I bet the houseboat did send you bills. I mean, that's got to be fairly expensive to keep up.
That's part of the reason was, dockage was $1,000 a month and electric and with the ferries going by, I was spending $200 a month replacing broken lines and bent railings. It was a nightmare.
Nice idea, but a lot of work.
Exactly.
So what do we have for a gadget today?
We have a fun gadget today. It was very funny, Leo, because I had saved it. You ever get a box delivered and you think, oh, this looks like this could be something good in here. And that happened this week. And then I thought, so I tore the label off it because I thought, you know what, this could be one of those open it on air things. And then I thought, wait, it didn't go so well for Leo last Tuesday.
I'm never doing that again.
No, maybe I won't do it either. Not this soon anyway. So I opened it up and I thought, oh my God, I need this. I'll tell you what it is and then I'll tell you why my joy sort of faded away. It's brand new from AverMedia. And it just came out the middle of October. And it is a little express card slot, HD capture device.
Wow, ExpressCard, HD capture.
ExpressCard. So one end, you hook up component video, stick it into your laptop, and in real time, you can download 1080i video to watch as you travel. And I thought it records MPEG-2, AVI, H.264. So if you want to download stuff and then transfer it to your iPhone or your iPod. Let's see what else. Yeah, it's component video in. You need you need the Core 2 Duo processor in order to do HD capture. But the thing is, Leo, the two laptops I travel with don't have an ExpressCard slot. So
no,
at first
they
I
probably
thought,
have card bus now, right?
well,
Isn't
you know what? You know what? Neither of my laptops do. Do you have DirectCard video in on?
Well, there
on
was
your
so the one you're holding up looks like a bus card. It's a smaller one.
Yeah, the small
Right.
one.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because there used to be the PC cards, and those have gotten phased out for the
Right.
smaller ones. But you're right, a lot of the like netbooks, lower priced laptops, smaller laptops, they don't have slots at all like that.
At all, exactly. This comes with a little adapter, so it can go in the big ExpressCard slot, which were the first ones that I think it actually used the old PC card slot, and then they started putting the ExpressCard slots on laptops. But neither of the laptops that I travel with has this card slot, so I was disappointed. But if you have a laptop with an ExpressCard slot, you might be interested in this little guy. A Newegg, it's $159, and you can put 1080i. So, Leo, if it's 1080i, is it automatically 720p?
Usually, yeah, they give you the highest number of dots, but yeah, 1080i usually means you said it couldn't be HD if it didn't at least do 720p. So yeah, that's,
yeah. So it's an easy way to, in real time. So this little guy goes into one end of the card slot, and then you have the red, blue, green RCA jacks on the other end from your cable box or your DVD player. And then, of course, there's a big asterisk and it says, you are not recording copyrighted material. You're not doing anything illegal when you...
Yeah, well, that means you can't record TV. So I think that's kind of disingenuous of them.
Yes. Well, I think they figured, well, we told them not to record shows.
Yeah, whatever they do
watch.
now, it's up to them. That's their problem.
Please just watch things recorded before 1936.
Yeah. I don't know what you'd be watching your home movies is the only thing you could. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, I mean, if it's television is all. Well, that's neat though, and $150, and because it's right there on the bus, I think it probably does a pretty good job. That's the ExpressCard version. They do have a card bus version.
Yes,
and,
the card bus, the version that you install yourself is $99.
Less expensive.
This one,
to get the card in
by $59.
That'd be cool.
So there you go.
Here come the letters, those lovely letters. Here come the Giz Wiz letters. Now.
Wow, there you go. Your lights on your ceiling were actually pulsing to the same beat as that music.
Yes, exactly. Even to this day, it's in Brooklyn, and when you play the theme,
Boom,
they think
boom.
ghosts.
Well, I think the thing to remember is that all disco music is exactly the same beat. So it's going to go with anything, right? Yeah, it's all 4/4 time, 180 beats per minute. It's always the same. Always the same. This is cool. So I'm somebody in the chat room sent me a link to the video from your houseboat of you showing it for the last time before you set sail down the Hudson. That really is quite a setup you've got there. I mean, the lights
it was amazing. We went to there was a place called MGM Theatrical Lighting, and a lot of stuff came from there. And there were circuit boards, and at one point I show. We used to put on shows, and it ended up there was like a 20-page script and lighting cues, and it was. I said, do you think this has gotten out of hand? You know, three of us wearing headphone earpieces. Cue the slide projectors. Cue the fireworks. Cue the Lecos.
That is great. That is really awesome. Well,
I'm gonna read you a beginning of a letter that. It's one of those scam letters, but people's imagination is just so wonderful. Hello. I got your email address from the American Chamber of Commerce of Trustworthy Individuals.
Oh, that's you, all right.
That's me.
Yeah.
And I was wondering if you're interested in a part-time job. But who knew? Did you know that there was an American Chamber of Commerce?
I'm trying to figure out if they're members or you're supposed to be a member.
All right. Well, my favorite is I'm looking for a very honest person to pretend to be the next of kin. Isn't that it?
But all confidence games begin with prey upon the greed of the victim, right?
Yes.
If you
but I
weren't
love it.
greedy,
I am
they
looking
wouldn't
for
get
a
you.
very honest person who to pretend to be my next of kin.
I occasionally get emails from who's who in, whatever weird, subdivision I belong to. Because you're such an important person in the, we believe you should belong into the who's who of people who sit on an exercise ball during work.
Right.
And we'd like to, for only $119.95, you can have a copy of that who's who to memorialize your great achievement forever.
My favorite is when you get that and it says, this would not be complete unless you are included.
That's right.
Click here.
Yes.
So I click there to see what it says, and it says, tell us who you are and what you do.
Why aren't you famous?
Wait a minute.
Yes.
I thought you knew. Oh, this might be some sort of a scam.
Damn. Actually, though,
get
this one. Now, this one's from Marquise Who's Who, which is the actual Who's Who.
Oh, okay.
But I think they still do the same thing. Individuals.
That one's from the Marquis de Sade Who's Who. You're already in that.
Has
You're already
selected
in that as a terrible
your biography for inclusion in the forthcoming Who's Who in Science and Engineering. But now I think if I don't do anything like order a special copy, they'll leave me out again this year.
Probably.
Yeah.
I would say there's a 99% chance of that happening.
If you really want it, you're going to have to buy it.
You're going to have to buy it, pal.
So is that your letter or is that...
No. I'll do a quickie letter. Just dropping you guys an email to say the meetup at the Boat Basin was great. It was wonderful meeting other Giz Wiz.
Did you meet Paul, the guy from Yale? Did he come up and say hi? I hope.
No. Did he? Was he there?
He said he was going to be there, yeah.
Okay, I don't remember specifically. There were so many people there.
Oh,
There
I'm
were
so
just
glad.
hundreds and hundreds and hundreds.
Oh, that's
Well,
so
there were
great.
35, but they were all quality.
100. It was if you multiply by 3.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Thanks for the great setup. There's nothing better than beer and carrot cake on a hot fall day. And this is the reason I'm reading this. You might want to mention on your next netcast for mad fans who are in or visit the New York area that the Museum of Comic and Cartoon Art at 594 Broadway is currently having a display of Al Jaffe's artwork.
Ah, neat.
My wife and I were there. It's pretty cool. The exhibit is called, is this the Al Jaffe artwork exhibit?
That's the name of it? I love it.
Right. And it runs through January 30th, 2011. So you have plenty of time. And this is from Steve Miller. He said, we also visited the High Line, which was great. We wouldn't have known it except for the Daily Giz Wiz. Thanks for being our travel guide. So if you come to New York City, 2 things to look for: the Comic and Cartoon Art Museum. See Al Jaffe's thing on till the end of January. And, of course, the High Line has become a runaway mega hit. It's an old railroad, elevated railroad that ran in Manhattan, has been turned into a beautiful park. So there you go.
Very neat. Dick, we have come to the end of this show, but not the end of the week. Because unless my calculations are wrong, I believe there are, in fact, 5, not 4 days in the work week.
There are V days in the work week.
V days in the work week. That means you have more shows to do. And with any luck, it will be a Gadget Warehouse Friday tomorrow.
Aye, sir. I'll be here.
DAIL. Why? It's the Daily Giz Wiz. It's the Daily Giz Wiz. It's the Daily Giz Wiz.
It makes its own gravy.
Yeah.